Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about wide word spacing. My name is Marcel Alvers, Master Provider through Written Communication. Please like my channel. Above all, share and subscribe. If you like a video, put it on your playlist. We already talked about the three zones, upper, mid, and lower zone, linked to morality principle, reality, and pleasure principle. Remember, our thoughts drive our perspective and into our emotions, which drives us into action, and action drives our intention. So our thought processes through our emotions become our intentions. And so handwriting is the sum of that principle and therefore a behavior as we move from left to right while going up and down. Handwriting therefore reflects our perspectives and attitudes. Chris Watts was married with two young children and started dating somebody he met at work. That was June 2018. In August, some 2 months later, he wrote a preemptive statement in a little note I believe he left with his parents. If anyone gets this letter, I would never do anything to hurt myself, my children, or my wife. Remember, we talk about what is most important or what we relate to the most first. We noticed that there was a heavy period behind wife. A grinding dot means deep-seated resentment and obsessive-compulsive thinking at that moment in time. A week later, he strangled Shannon and smothered both his young daughters. May they rest in peace. Now, when we look at Chris Watts' handwriting, we see it is slower, and that suggests caution. He thinks about how to say what. Reduced spontaneity comes to mind. It seems artificial. The vertical slant shows somebody that is rational, reserved, controls his emotions. Therefore, they have measured responses, while the disconnected writing shows difficulty bonding, may not easily connect with others on an emotional level. We call this type of writing facade writing because these individuals hide their emotions behind a mask. We also see that the baseline is fairly straight, and therefore these people are emotionally steadfast and even-keeled. The mild upward slope shows hope and optimism, while the wide line spacing shows objectivity. It keeps one thing separated from the other. They often have a common sense, abstract approach. The wide word spacing again shows the lack of spontaneity, a person who needs their own space, and emotional detachment. Now, people that tend to be emotionally detached have emotions, but they detach them from events and or people. They have difficulty, they may be prone to difficulties with maintaining relationships, expressing their emotions, and commitment. Here is another one who has a wide word spacing, Josh Powell. He killed his wife, Susan Powell, and later himself and sons. The wide word spacing, again, emotional detachment, needs his own space. But this guy had tighter letter spacing, suggesting he was more narrow-minded than Chris Watts is. Stephen Powell was hitting on Susan Powell, and later he was convicted as a peeping Tom. It is believed Stephen Powell may have sexually abused his son, Josh Powell, who abused his two sons, which is probably why he killed Susan. And so abhorrent behavior was passed on from one generation to the next. Back to Chris Watts, we see that he has a puny mid-zone I, and that suggests he is prone to feeling unworthy, not seen, not heard, not acknowledged, not recognized. But he has a fair-sized personal pronoun I, and the combination of the puny mid-zone I with the fair-sized PPI shows he wants and needs recognition for who he is. It also shows the PPI has a mild left slant, so he tends to keep his distance from others. The lower T-bars that are also very short, again shows insecurities, and he feels he underperforms to his perceived abilities. Again, unacknowledged needs recognition in combination with the PPI. And now this sentence makes sense. He claimed to investigators that his mistress showed him more respect, and that is exactly what he needed and in line with his handwriting characteristics. In his letter to his mistress, he signed his name Chris by just writing it. So the signage and the body text are in line with each other and shows sincerity. But in the letter that he left with his parents, warning to investigate his wife, he signs his name illegible. This is probably his regular signature. And here we see that the body text is completely different from how he signs, and that suggests that he wants to hide behind the mask, that he wants to hide his name and not be recognized. Such signatures tend to be people that do not want to take responsibility and don't want to be recognized, just like the top signature here, who is Bernie Madoff, convicted of a Ponzi scheme. There is another very interesting handwriting characteristic with Chris Watts, and it's called segmentation. We see the personal pronoun I has disconnected a break in it. We see that in the D, the Q, and the E. And segmentation, according to Danger Between the Line, my mentor and friend Kimon Ayaneda, suggests that the person has weak boundaries between conscious thought and unconscious drives and urges. They may have little regard for laws and are a law by themselves. They do what they want. Broken letters in the personal pronoun I especially show a serious disturbance in self-concept. Well, I leave it at that. I hope you like it. Please like my channel.